Today's message, it's all about the illusion. When the market bleeds, the masses, they panic. They start selling at a loss, cutting their expenses. Many of them even hoard cash. You know why? Because they were trained to survive rather than how to play the game. On this channel, guys, I teach you how to play the game, not just survival. Welcome back, all my free thinkers, to another episode of Grow Rich, Grow Happy, that place where we follow the breadcrumbs to wealth. And guys, I figured something out today. Marshall Hayner has a secret. He knows something that the masses don't know, or at least people that are not in their camp knows about. And they don't know. It's not because the information is not out there. See, a lot of times when good information comes out, especially when you're talking about wealth, a lot of times if you think back, you'll say, why didn't I see that coming? Because you'll start seeing the signs. You'll start recollecting the things that you should have paid attention to more, like when Netflix took off and you seen it coming, the new digital age, when it came to maybe people stopping going into things like Blockbuster and brick and mortar places. And they got to a place they wanted to stay home. They wanted to spend their lives on the internet, or they wanted their DVDs and things sent to them. Well, that happened with Netflix. And then Netflix looked ahead and they said, oh, let's go another step. Let's just do away with DVDs and have it where people can just log into our services and watch movies like that. Therefore, away with things like all your video renting places and things like Blockbuster. They went bye-bye. A lot of people didn't see that coming. Well, the same thing is happening right now with blockchain technology and banking. And a lot of that you're seeing is going to go bye-bye unless they learn to play the game. What am I talking about? I'm talking about something that I picked up on when listening to this broadcast that was made. And I gave you a little bit about it in another video, but now I've listened to the entire broadcast. It was Metallicus CEO Marshall Hayner, an STI Deland CIO John Ungerlin. They joined CU broadcast with Mike Lawson to discuss their partnership about credit unions and just forward thinking with cryptocurrency. Well, it was something in that 37 minutes that I picked up on and I kept rewinding. I'm going to let you hear it and then we're going to unpack it. And it made me say something I've always thought about, but it's really more clear now to me, the part that Metallicus ecosystem is playing in all of this. And dare I say, there's 7 to 10 cryptocurrencies that you're going to have to pay attention to. And I'm not saying you should hold all of them, but not financial advice, but you should make it your business to hold at least some of them. And that includes the Metallicus ecosystem, and why it's going to blow you guys away. But first, if this is your first time here to Grow Rich, Grow Happy, my name is Mr. Foresight. And my reason for being here is to help you get out your own way, but also help you where you're not a part of the sheep, the masses that sell when things are down and they hoard money and they cut their expenses because there's a little red in the market. I show you how to play the game strategically so you and your family win on the end. Guys, if this sounds like a channel for you, by all means, smash that like button, give me a sub, hit that bell notification so that you don't miss any of these videos, and get you a cold storage wallet so that you can self-custody your crypto. Offer a 10% discount down below on Tangent Wallets, best in the business. That 10% does go to support the channel. So I want to talk about this real quick. So we all know that a few months back, Metallicus and Deland Crypto, or credit union, CUSO, they joined together to help credit unions step up their game and keep some of their consumers by stepping them up to where their community members could partake in this crypto revolution that is becoming so apparent today. So those particular credit unions, and we already see it in St. Cloud, Minnesota, where their financial credit union has already issued their first bank or credit union stablecoin, which is a major step. But something was said in this this interview that they had that made me say, hold on, stop the presses. I caught that. I'm going to let you hear it right quick, and then we're going to unpack it as well as what you should be doing to prepare. So we're going to jump over here, guys. And this is the interview right here. I am going to share it on my X page, but I want to show it here first. So listen to this and what Marshall says, and then listen to what he says, and then we're going to unpack.
That did prioritize that same thing. So in the same way that mobile banking revolutionized finance for consumers 25 years ago, now you're going this technology revolutionizing the credit union space. And of course the banks will follow, but I see the credit unions as the leader with this technology. And it's not just the technology, but it's the vision. And I think the vision is empowering our communities, our families. We want the opportunity, and the opportunity is here with decentralized finance and with digital assets, but you need a safe space to do it. Yeah. And you don't need 300 coins. You don't need all of this junk. You just probably need about like 10 or so that are what they call the blue chip assets. Maybe there's, something new that appears every now and then, but you don't want to see like a new asset every 30 minutes or something. It's probably not realistic. So
pay attention to that. Pay attention to what he said, guys. We know that the crypto market is saturated with nothing but projects. You have like thousands and thousands, over 10,000, maybe even 20,000 now. But pay attention to something else.
When people ask me if they want to get in, what should I do with crypto? I send them some Doge. I send them, I get them slowly acquainted. But I've used the Metal Pay app in the past, and now I'm excited to say, oh, which credit union do you use? And you'll be able to log in, and underneath the hood, you'll be using DeLand and Metallicus' technology, and it's going to be a great experience.
Pay attention, and that is already here. The days of that is here, and it's operating. This is how they're integrating crypto into real world, guys. If the currency that you hold, if there's a real world use and they're integrating it already, bravo to you for having something in cryptocurrency that matters and is going to bring about that wealth that you're looking for, guys. Listen to this.
I told my grandfather, who's over 90 years old, what I was doing, and he said, "This is great. I want to see the day that I can keep my Bitcoin inside of the credit union." And that would be a game changer, in my opinion.
See, you said two words in there, Marshall, that I think is what a lot of consumers / members are looking for: safe space. And they want to have a safe space to use this type of stuff because of all the crazy stories that they've heard out there, on the internet. So I think that's a big one. And John, same question to you. Next steps for you guys, and how do we get going with this? Because it sounds like we need to do this yesterday.
Yeah, well, what you're going to see coming next from DeLand is more of what we've been doing for the last 5 years. We're already supporting 7 of those top 10 blue chip assets that Marshall talked about. So what that means is we can already plug credit into 90+% of the market cap out there in those blue chip proven use case reputable digital assets that most members are trading in. What else I think is coming? I think we're going to.
That's what I wanted to show you. Now, listen to that. 7 of the 10 blue chips. Now, many of you out there are probably thinking, so you're talking about the top 10. When you look at the top 10, you got Bitcoin, you got Ethereum, Tether, XRP, BNB, Solana, USDC, Lido, staked ETH, or Dogecoin, Tron. You look at that, you don't hear no Cardano or anything in there. Now, this is important because they say they're already plugged into 7 of those. Now I want to jump over here. I want to show you guys something else right quick, because if you jump over here, this is from back in August 5th, 2025. This was about DeLand Cuso empowers credit unions with institutional branded stablecoins via their partnership with Metallicus ecosystem, or Metallicus company. Now, if you look at this tells you all about that, but that's not what I wanted to hear. I want to hear, what are the blue chips? That's what I wanted to hear. He said blue chips, 7 of the 10 Then you go here and you say, okay, here we go. Here, Metallicus and Dayland partner to provide regulated stablecoin digital asset infrastructure to financial institutions. Then you come down here and this talks about the partnership and everything. You got Marshall Hayner, CEO of Metallicus right here. But if you break this down further and you come down here, right here, custody and service digital assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, USDC. Okay, those are top 10, right? As well as native assets for the Metallicus platform, including Metal, XRP, XMD, Loan, and Metal directly from core operations. Now, here's the thing. If you know anything about the top 10 and everything, you know that those particular cryptocurrencies with the Metal, they're not in the top 10. But if you're listening to what they're saying, blue chips, they said blue chips. This lets me know that Marshall Hayner knows something way more than he leads on a lot of the times. And he just dropped a clue right there. These are the blue chips. And I feel like if you're outside of that camp, like people on internal, they know. People on the inside of that, we get a lot of them in this in our episodes when I cover this, but they know because I'm pretty sure they've heard these conversations. But here's the thing, guys. You have to listen for stuff like this. When I was listening to that, and I listened to the whole 37 minutes, there's other things they said in that. But Marshall made it a point, and he also mentioned Dogecoin. That was another one he mentioned. He always says Dogecoin. Now, you know how I feel about the meme coins, but for me, Dogecoin has eclipsed that meme coin status to where it's not even a meme coin, which is why it stays where it is. It may be always looked at as a meme coin, but I believe there are things coming down the pipeline that is going to change the way that is done. At one point, I told you could buy a Tesla with your Dogecoin, but he says he always, and I know he has ties to Dogecoin, but he always makes sure to include Dogecoin in there, which I'm pretty sure that's going to be one of those blue chips they're talking about. But right now, I want to concentrate on Metal, XPR, XMD, Loan, all of those, and everything else in their ecosystem. This is a reason why I say, guys, we have to pay attention to them, because crypto is going to go regulated. It has to. There's no other way for it to thrive. It's going to have to be regulated. I know some people don't want to hear that. They would love for it to continue to be the Wild Wild West that it slightly is today. But now you're seeing that the Genius Act and the Clarity Act and all of this that's coming. Those things are going to make it to where cryptocurrency is used in everyday practice, but it's going to have to be safe. And by them playing the role that they have, and Metallicus actually planned for this 9 to 10 years ago, and now it's to a point to where they're integrated, not going to integrate. They're already integrated into regular everyday lives of people in the community, which is the strongest community when it comes to credit unions. Everybody loves their community credit union. You mean to tell me they're going to be able to trade responsibly and not have the headaches of having their wallets and things being breached? Yes, this is what we're looking toward, guys. Just like the internet, Marshall and them seen it coming. But the real breadcrumb here is that basically John Ungerland, from the CIO of Dayland Kuso, he's basically telling you they are a blue chip without telling you they are a blue chip. He didn't mention them. He said 7 of the 10. Yes, there are more. But when you look at that 10 right there, guys, to prepare, and this is not telling you guys what to do, but I think for me in my portfolio, I have to have something in all of these. You know, I don't have any in Bitcoin yet, but when it comes to the Metallicus blockchain, I'm like, I can't ignore you guys, because you're already proven that you're going to be used. And there's more pieces to this, guys. I'm going to continue dissecting not only this, but I've seen other things that let me know that Marshall Hayner, again, I always tell you guys he's plugged, but now he's managed to get himself into the point to where his entire ecosystem is considered a blue chip. And that guy said 7 of the 10 blue chips that are 90% of the crypto market, 90% of their their volume of whatever their their volume and their market cap. Well, those tokens I just said from Metallicus, they're not 90% of that, but they're considered a blue chip according to their standards and according to the things I just showed you in black and white right there. And there's a reason for that, guys. It's gonna come a point where you look back on all of this and you're gonna say, damn, I should have seen it coming. Is it this video? You let me know down below. To the next one, this your boy. I'm out.